tomorrow on That Showbusiness Music. Hard Furnishings.
Where's the carpet, sir?
You're standing in it.
And Desperate Criminals.
I'm Barney. He's Claire. We are playing.
Join Mike Smith for That's Showbusiness tomorrow at 7 on BBC One.
Mother and son.
He's never gone off without telling me first. He's punishing me for leaving his dad and for moving down here.
Father and daughter.
I tell you, I wouldn't let my mum stand in the way of me seeing my dad.
I won't have you using this house like an hotel.
What's the matter?
Young love and old heartache.
He doesn't want me back. And I don't want to go back.
The Vet in half an hour on BBC One.
And now on BBC One, despite plans for a gastronomic extravaganza, they know only one recipe at Fawlty Towers, and that is for disaster. And the complete Fawlty Towers is available from the BBC video and audio collection.
Pay attention, chaps. Blackadder's back.
Bravo! That's the spirit.
But something's cooking in the trenches.
I smell something fishy. And I'm not talking about the contents of Baldrick's apple crumble.
Cordon Bleu comedy. Blackadder Goes Forth, Wednesday, 9:30 on BBC One.
A missing link.
I am going to pack my matching suitcases and set off on a journey in search of Aristotle.
A wandering scholar.
I had read about the great University of Life on T-shirts, but I now seem to be a fully paid-up member.
And a restless companion.
Is there one good reason why I should spend the rest of my life with you?
Predestination.
Life, love, and crossword puzzles.
I'm sure you'll agree that that's enough to keep anyone out of mischief.
Oliver's Travels tonight at 9:05 on BBC One.
Now on BBC One, an infected dairy herd has major repercussions for the vet.
This year, BBC radio and television coverage of Wimbledon is so comprehensive, you'll always be able to keep your eye or your ear on the ball. So to watch the stars or listen to them,
Call yourself an umpire. You should be a comedian.
there's only one service you need to return to, the BBC. Coverage starts Monday the 26th of June on BBC Television and BBC Radio 5 Live.
In a game of brisk, the stakes are high.
She's my horse, and if I say she can't race, you can't make her.
If she's fit, Matt, she's racing.
A professional dilemma
What was going through your tiny mind, Murray?
and a dangerous mistake.
The practice bears no responsibility for you deciding to play miracle work and then screwing up.
I'm afraid you're going to have to face the music on this one.
The Vet, tonight at 8:05 on BBC One.
I've got one thing to say to you now on BBC One. Don't mention the war.
This week, Out of the Blue, goodbyes,
How'd you go about finishing me, your ex-wife? Just told her.
good relations,
If you live around here, you don't want to be seen holding hands with the police, do you?
Do we want everybody to like us, or do we want to get a result?
and good old-fashioned police work.
I can't believe you can move a body down a main road without anybody seeing you.
One team, Out of the Blue, Tuesday 9:30, BBC One. This week on Castles.
And what amount did you have in mind? Another 50,000?
I know this must be a surprise, but...
The costs are getting out of hand.
So what do you want? A wedding on the cheap for your own daughter?
You must be Linda.
But if we could identify just what it is that's causing the problem.
You've met my wife?
The drama continues. Castles, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8:30 on BBC One.
A good deed turns sour now on BBC One. There's trouble ahead for the vet.
A new attraction.
The man from the ministry.
Oh, I didn't get a proper look at him. I did.
An old conflict.
I remember the day you were married. I thought, what's a nice girl like that doing with a bloke like him?
and a professional dilemma.
Look! I can't talk about this. Not right now.
Are you all right?
Me? Yeah, I'm fine.
The Vet in half an hour on BBC One.
Gavin Nelson is making the news.
Your own column, that's terrific.
With new friends. A new home and...
You can't base a relationship solely on sex.
a new philosophy.
Would you like to come in for a coffee?
A new series from tomorrow. Nelsons Column, 8:30 on BBC One.
And now on BBC One, who is the more irritating and unreasonable, Basil or the latest guest at Fawlty Towers? It's a close-run thing.
Highlights of today's French Grand Prix can be seen on BBC Two now.
This week, it's a rollover, and the jackpot for the National Lottery has grown to an estimated £17 million. Join Anthea Turner for the National Lottery Live this Saturday, 8 o'clock on BBC One.
A young enthusiast
God, I completely forgot about her as a student.
becomes a dangerous liability.
I don't care how much you disapprove, you never, ever talk to a client like that.
I should have followed my instincts. I knew there was something wrong with that girl.
Get out of the way!
I can only say how sorry I am. We have no idea how irresponsible she'd be.
My dad wanted me to be a vet.
Is this what they teach you in college?
You've not heard the last of this.
The Vet, tonight at 8:10 on BBC One.
It's the psychiatrist now on BBC One, whose misfortune it is to check in at Fawlty Towers.
The humble Irish jig explodes into a hit show called Riverdance. How did they do that?
This otter orphan has a human foster mum to help him survive in the wild. How does she do that?
This doctor operated on a woman's brain by going in through her leg. How did he do that? To find out, join me, Eamon Holmes,
And me, Jenny Hull, on Wednesday at 8 o'clock on BBC One.
for a brand new series of How Did They Do That?
Graham Toombs has a vision.
Time I took charge of my own destiny.
There's my brave soldier. What are you going to do first?
Resign.
But has he got the right stuff?
No guts and no brains.
John Bird and John Wells in The Chamber. Tomorrow, 8:30, BBC One.
Taking up the challenge in Bathgate, Scotland, can Annika move a war memorial from the top of a hill to the centre of town in 2 days? Find out in half an hour on BBC One. Comedy first on BBC One and some hurly-burly excitement on the moors.